Hello guys, in today's video I'm going to talk about ways in which doctors are promoting or aren't helping the increasingly negative image the public has about doctors and other health workers. To be fair, this is actually an unconscious act, but then it has to be corrected or else things will just continue getting worse. If you don't know, the public perception about doctors is actually getting way worse compared to before. There are increasing incidents of assaults on doctors, both verbal and physical assaults. Harsh remarks are being made concerning doctors' genders, race, and body size. Patients and the public are getting increasingly confident in making negative remarks about doctors, and this is reported globally. If we do nothing about the increasing frequency and severity of assaults on doctors, which is even causing a lot of doctors to leave the profession, and unfortunately some had even committed suicide. If this is not arrested on time, we know the outcome. Less doctors in the workforce, less health workers in the workforce, and this affects everybody in general. So this is something that is doable among we the health workers, and I hope we catch one or two things in the course of this video. So let's dive into today's video. Hello, welcome to my channel. Here we talk about everything related to medical doctors and medical students. So if you're new here, you can subscribe and turn on the bell notification so you don't miss my new videos. And to the guys that are returning, thank you very much. I appreciate you guys. Be patient with me. I will tell you a little story that will form the basis of the gist for today. I heard a story some years back about a man that had a company and he wanted his son to succeed in eventually when he retires. To make that effective, he employed his son into the company. He gave the son a supervisory role where he oversaw some of the employees at the company. However, the son didn't really have a good relationship with the employees and he was increasingly assaulting them. This got so bad that one day when he was being called to see his son physically assaulting one of the employees, so he shouted the son's name and called him to meet him in the office. As the son walked into the office, he saw his father sitting on the chair. He motioned for the son to come and sit in front of him. As the son did, there were two caps on the table in between them. So he pointed to one of the caps and said, "This is my cap as your boss." And then he pointed to the second one and said, "This is my cap as your father." Then he wore the cap that he indicated was the cap of the boss and told him, "You're fired." And he immediately dropped it and wore the second one and just responded, "My son, I heard you were fired from work. What happened? Let me know." Now, this story, I don't know whether it's true or not, but made a serious impact in me and has really shaped my life after hearing this. And this is something that I want to share with you guys. The main point I pick from the story is that many of us fail to see that our relationships might be multi-layered. We usually might have more than one basis for our relationship with people. So the father was both his boss and his father at the same time, and he didn't allow anyone overlap when it came to him executing his duty. And the same goes with medical doctors. The public fail to understand that there's more to our lives than being medical doctors. Many of us are parents, siblings, and children to some people. We're friends to others. We're neighbors to others too. And then professionally, we might also have some other things that we're interested in. There are a lot of entrepreneurs, influencers, businessmen and women with other passions that they are equally committed to. And the most important thing amongst all these things is that we are human beings. You go out to other places, people just meet you for consultations outside the hospital, and many times they do so to boycott the hospital. You are in places you just want to relax, you're in places that you're doing other things too. These things keep on popping up, and at that point in time too, you're obligated to want to attend to these things. You know that the hospital is the most optimal place to see a patient, and you agreeing to attend to anybody means that you're also taking responsibilities for whatever happens as a result of your intervention. So it's usually advised that you do so in the most optimal place where you can also deliver the most, and that's in the hospital. Insist that people see you in the hospital. This doesn't mean that when there's an emergency or you shut down. When you attend to such people, it might seem like a noble thing. However, it's actually not a good thing at all, because if you are not paying for it, which I am very sure you are, others are paying for it, because many would come to report those who had not attended to them as being wicked, and you're the good one there. Now understand that other professionals are actually not bombarded in this way. Many would even insist that you have to pay a consultation fee and meet them at their place of work before they do that. Why is ours different? It's not as if it's an emergency. Don't get me wrong. Okay? And if it's not an emergency, it means it can wait. If it's serious enough, you go to the hospital. And then the second thing is that doctors can have fun. Doctors can travel. Doctors can buy a lot of things. But then doctors are being body shamed. There was a case of female doctors being criticized because they were on bikinis. They were on bikinis at the beach. I don't expect you to expect these female doctors to wear scrubs at the beach. They are at the beach, for God's sake. So in public functions, they could be on casual too. It doesn't make them less of a doctor or more of a doctor. In fact, many don't even expect doctors to sleep. If they happen to have your phone number, they can call you at night, and when you tell them you're sleeping, they just jump on you that it's your duty to save lives. These demands are actually unrealistic, and we agreeing to them is not helping matters. We are not actively promoting the other sides of our lives other than the medical part or the professional part. Your social media and every other thing, you're just a medical doctor, or you're just a nurse, okay, or you're just a pharmacist and medical lab scientist. People need to be more aware that we have these other aspects of our lives. We have these other people that we care for. For the free time that we have, we also have our loved ones that we're taking care of. We're fathers, we're husbands, we're mothers, and we're daughters to others too. And these people deserve our attention. These people deserve our investment. The sad thing is that we've already realized how dispensable we are. There's nobody that's indispensable in the hospital. For every doctor that's been lost, another will be replaced. But understand something, and this is something that we understand, that we're irreplaceable among those that really love us. That's our families and our friends and a few other people. So allow us to also take care of ourselves properly so that we'll be able to live as long as possible and be there for you when you need it. This is serious. Burnout is happening amongst a lot of doctors. Mental exhaustion, emotional exhaustion, and other things are happening. This is due to the increased and unrealistic demands that the general public place on medical doctors. This help us to ease the stress associated with our practice, and it's very stressful. The hospital is not really a happy place. We meet a lot of deaths, we meet a lot of injuries. It's so easy for you to slide into depression when you're there. So we need these other times outside to help us to recuperate, and we would love that you assist us in doing that too. When it comes to a time that we need to be sacrificial, we don't hesitate to do that. Look at the pandemic. A lot of health workers died because at that point in time, it was right for them to go out. But then you ask, to what end? Because this increasing demands is making a lot of people feel that doctors have to always go out of their way to be what they demand from them. Doctors can have another life, and this is actually depressing. I know a lot of people will be angry and hate me for this, but this is a truth that needs to go out. We are suffering, and our mental health is on the decline. Many doctors are struggling due to these unrealistic demands by the general public. I hope that as health workers, we become very deliberate in showing the general public that we are more than our professions, which is the truth. Those that thrive know that they have to set a clear boundary as to these things. So lower your expectations concerning us, Some are surprised that a medical doctor is also doing YouTube. Well, a lot of them are doing YouTube. And it's also okay for them to do YouTube. There's nothing unethical about this thing. So when I'm in the hospital and when other health workers are in the hospital, they discharge their duties thoroughly. When they are outside, please allow them to live their lives. If there's an emergency and it's a genuine emergency, they will attend to that. They would leave everything. But please stop pressurizing us. Stop bombarding us with this kind of demands. There's more to us than that. With this, we should learn to put on our appropriate hats and respond appropriately to situations as the case may be. Also, we should stop being passive or promoting it when others complain about our colleagues that are doing the right thing. You might seem like you're the good guy for now, but you would ultimately pay the price someday. Let's try to have each other's backs. And to the general public, we're also humans. There's more to us than just being health professionals. Thank you, and I'll see you in my next video.
you.